Hi, it's Russ from Pro Tools Expert, and we have a great exclusive today. We were invited to make this video by Jed and the team over at Universal Audio. So welcome, Jed.
Welcome, thank you very much.
You've got some great news, some exciting announcement, a new product. Tell us about it.
Well, it's the latest addition to the Apollo family. So as well as the Apollo Duo and the Apollo Quad, we now have the Apollo 16, which is designed for slightly more professional use, more for project studios or studios that already have patch bays, already have mic pre's and headphone amplifiers.
So that's the kind of basic overview. Let's talk about the ins and outs. It's kind of up the level on the professional connectivity, hasn't it, Jed?
Yeah, I mean the main difference is it's 16 in and out rather than 8. Which is via the D subs on the back of the unit. It also has AES for digital connection as opposed to SPDIF, and it also has MADI connectors, but they're used for multiple units. So from the day of shipping, you'll be able to use 2 of these units together and get 32 I/O with two A16s.
So straight from factory, you'll be able to put 2 of these together and have a 32 I/O solution.
And that will be the same software release that lets you do the same with 2 Apollos, Duos or Quads as well.
So Jed, there's not just some new hardware, there's also some new software implementation coming through, isn't there? A new version of Mix, is that correct?
Yeah, the console software has evolved. There are some new features, some of which are for Apollo 16, some of which are for Apollo Duo, Quad and Apollo 16. There's some of the visual changes to the way the cues and the auxiliaries are set up. There's actually a fader now for the auxiliaries as well as just the knob, and also with A16 there's now 4 cues. So one of the big requests we've had is to be able to route more things in and out of the system and use the low latency effects in real time, and with the cue system you'll be able to do that as well.
Now I understand as well there's a cool new feature where you could actually route your instruments through Apollo, can't you, to actually put UAD effects upon your virtual instruments?
Yeah, again that was one of the biggest requests that we had, was people who were using virtual instruments wanted to be able to use things like the lexicon reverb and stuff in real time with those instruments. So now you can have virtual instrument tracks that come through, use the UAD plugins with the low latency in real time, and then go back to your DAW afterwards.
Let's talk about a couple of questions I'm sure are going to come up. We'll get on to price at the end, but the first question is, can you hook this as an extension to a regular Apollo?
No, because there's actually differences inside in the way that the units work. You'll be able to have multiple Apollo Duos and Quads and multiple A16s, but you can't mix and match the 2. And that's because one of the main features we felt was really strong was to be able to have what's called an aggregated mixer. Yes. So as the units grow, the visual impact grows of the console, but you only have one mixer rather than more than one mixer, which you have to do with some interfaces when you have multiple versions. So as you add an additional Apollo 16 or an additional Apollo Duo or Quad to your system, the whole console software will effectively grow but still be seen as one piece of software.
Now, also, you've always been regarded as a kind of music, the friend of the musician. I feel with some of what's in this new box, both with the I/O and the connectivity, in terms of the clock connectivity, the MADI stuff, I'm guessing there are real features now for the post market as well. Small post houses, things like that.
I guess, I mean, if you're looking for a high quality interface to use with your DAW software, that's what we'd like to provide. And with this, it gives you access to far more I/O. You know, if you're linking to a traditional digital analog desk, you can now have far higher levels of connectivity you would. And if you've got one of those desks, you won't need things like the mic pre's and the headphones, which are in the other Apollos. So that's the major difference. You know, with the Apollo 16, we're expecting people to have patch bays, to have other mic preamps, or hopefully Universal Audio mic preamps. But
710?
Yeah, exactly, 710 or LA 610s. But they typically would have those already and maybe just looking to upgrade their interface or change their interface, and then we can provide something that has the more I/O for them in the same 1U size.
So Jed, let's talk about the kind of questions that I think people watching this video are going to have. The first one is MADI. Now MADI is simply to connect these devices together. It doesn't work externally, is that correct?
That is correct. I mean, we felt obviously that we needed a way to aggregate multiple units, and the best way of passing that amount of audio and data between the 2 boxes was using MADI as opposed to any other system. Although you still will have to use Thunderbolt as well if you have part of the Thunderbolt system.
Okay.
So if you have a Thunderbolt external chassis, or you have using Thunderbolt to pass your audio, you would have MADI and Thunderbolt.
Which moves me to the next question. It has Thunderbolt capacity, but it doesn't ship with Thunderbolt. That's an optional upgrade, correct?
Correct. In the same as the Apollos, it will work with Firewire, it will work with Thunderbolt. Obviously, if you're starting to add multiple systems together, you're starting to add external DSP via a Thunderbolt chassis, you're going to very quickly decide to buy a Thunderbolt option.
Okay. Now it also ships as a quadder. It starts as a quad at the moment. That's correct. Yeah. It's a shipping unit with a quad inside it.
Yeah. There's no Duo version. That sort of customer would soon use up all the DSP power of a Duo, so it felt it was better to put a quad in from day one. But if you're looking at a total system, I mean, with a total system, you could have 2 quad Apollo 16s and then an external Thunderbolt chassis with 2 Octos in, so you could suddenly get 24 chips and 32 I/O.
And a lot of horsepower.
Yeah, in a system, in a very portable system.
What's in the box? Okay, when they get it from, obviously, is it shipping with the same plugins that it came with, that Apollo ships with now?
Yes, it ships with the same plugins as any UAD2 system does at that point.
Okay, does it and then cabling? What's in the box with cabling?
Just the power supply. It's the same industrial external power supply as comes with the Apollo, and that's what comes in the box.
D-subs, are they in the box?
They wouldn't be, because obviously some people will have D-subs with a 1/4 inch on the end, some people will have D-subs with XLR on the end, and some people may just go straight to a patch bay on the end of it. Yeah. So that will be up to the customer to choose the cables he wants to buy.
Now the $1 million question, how much?
Well, the US map price on this is $2,999, so it's $5. Yeah, so it's $500 more than an Apollo.
Okay.
Obviously, by the time we look to the UK and different tax and street pricing, that'll emerge after the Frankfurt show. But as a comparison to the Apollo, it's $500 more than the Apollo Quad.
And is it shipping now?
We're intending to ship the unit in the first week of May.
Great. Now, obviously, we're also hovering. We're a Pro Tools expert site, as you know.
Yeah.
So we're hovering around the whole Pro Tools 11 launch. We feel it's imminent because there's a kind of teaser come out from Avid in the last day or so. Where are you with AAX?
With AAX, we're an official development partner of Avid, and we will, as part of our development program for the Avid software, when it's shipping, we will upgrade our plugins to be working as AAX native plugins.
Fantastic. Jed, thanks for your time.
Thank you.